grace of a horse is like the scent of a flower. Once lost, it never returns. This quote comes from Antoine de Pluvinel, one of the greatest horsemasters of his time. In today's competitive world, with the pressure to perform and doping scandals, this is almost forgotten. Time is short and horses are being trained very quickly in order to enter competitions as soon as possible. So more riders today are looking to break away from this practice and find another way to work in harmony with their horse. The teachings of the great masters such as Pluvinel, Cariner, Steinbrecht and Oliveira are once again being employed by trainers who are driven by a passion for these noble animals rather than training them for sporting purposes. The earlier training methods of haute école and air above the ground are rarely used today except by the great riding establishments such as the Spanish Riding School in Vienna, the Cadre Noir in Saumur or the Royal Andalusian Riding School in Jerez de la Frontera. Great value is placed on in-hand work by all three of these establishments, and today more and more riders are recognising the advantages of working their horses from the ground without the weight of a rider. Even if a horse is not familiar with these very high standards, this kind of training provides excellent alternatives to riding. Tatiana Frew has been the senior riding instructor at the Baroque Riding Centre in Heimsheim for many years, and she regularly holds courses for novice and more advanced riders. Baroque horses, especially Friesians and Lipizzanas, are her great passion. She often appears as a guest rider at international events, such as the National Championships, Horse International, Euro Cheval and Equitana. This passionate rider completed her training with the well-known instructor Cor de Jong, who is revered for his great empathy and talent for working with a variety of horses. Tatiana places great emphasis on the good all-round training of her horses, as well as work in the circle and under saddle. Schooling with double lunge lines and long reining are also important elements. As well as long reining, will also work with two lines on the double lunge. This is similar to ridden work, but without the weight of a rider. The horse can be worked in all gaits to encourage bend, to make turns or change direction. That's why work on the double lunge is suitable for all horses. It helps prepare young horses for riding. For older horses or those in recovery, it improves their movement and elasticity. Horses that require reschooling also benefit from this. This in-hand work is also suitable for more advanced horses to improve collection or simply to provide a change in work for the ridden horse. In other words, work in hand enriches all horses and also does them good. Where do we begin? With tacking up. The rein passes through the ring on the roller and is clipped to the bit. To prevent friction, make sure that the rings are large enough to allow the reins to pass freely through them. Position yourself behind the horse so that you have a clear view of him. Take up the rein in the left hand, laying it over the index finger. Hold the whip in this hand too. The slack rise over the right hand thumb. The right hand holds the rein under the ring finger, just like when riding. To repeat, the left hand grips the rein and the whip. The right hand winds up the slack, laying the loops over the thumb. The shoulder in is one of the most important exercises in classic horsemanship, and it's an excellent way to strengthen the hindquarters. In competition, the shoulder in is ridden on 3 tracks. This means that the print left by the inside hind falls into the print left by the outside fore.
Good.
In classical schooling, we work on 4 tracks, so the horse has more bend. With lateral movements, we work closer to the hindquarters, so the person working with the horse must have his full trust and confidence. The half pass is a forward and sideways movement. The horse is positioned and bent in the direction of movement. The forehand moves slightly forwards and the front and rear legs clearly cross. Use only half the school to start with. The trainer changes to the outside and takes both reins over the croup. In doing so, the outside rein is the right-hand one and is shortened. Then the horse is encouraged to cross his legs with the help of instructions and the whip. Again, we start with Betcher. The trainer changes sides, taking the hand over the croup and shortening the reins. The horse is gently bent to the left, and at the same time commands are given with the right hand to prevent the horse from going straight to the left. With careful use of the whip, the right hind leg is encouraged to step under the horse. To begin with, you must not insist on correct position and posture. Always reward the horse for his first efforts. Again, we can clearly see what the trainer is doing. Changing sides, passing the rein over the croup and shortening the rein. The horse is bent to the left, using the reins, and the whip is also used lightly on the sides. Most horses can't cross their legs to begin with, but with time and improvement in gymnastic ability, this will change.